Hi students, this is fifth lecture of analog electronics. In last lecture, we had seen something about common emitter amplifier, and we modified that amplifier. That means we just simplified that amplifier for the analysis purpose. Just I give you the quick brush up of that. This is common emitter amplifier. uh, Simply we connect positive VBE and VCE here. Okay, so input junction is forward bias and this junction is reverse bias, so we have to follow the arrow position. Okay, then we have to modify that. That means there is a common ground, so or common terminal which we can make a common ground, so we can ground that. So we made that common ground. Okay, and this is replaced with VBE or VBB, and or we can say it is input signal. This is connected to ground, that's why it is connected. This may be the next part. This is grounded, and what we do, okay, so this is grounded, this is grounded, this is also grounded, but only positive terminal is shown here. So when we present that, that is we can write here VBB and we can write here VCC. And now after, if you stretch that, so it becomes like this. But here the output is with respect to ground, input is with respect to ground, but output is not with respect to ground. This is with respect to ground. Even controller is with respect to ground, input is with respect to ground, VCC, that is supply, is also with respect to ground, but this is not with respect to ground. So we will collect output over here, and that will be with respect to ground. So if we collect output here, then what will happen? First we can see the input part. So this is simply what we can say diode. Okay, and output part we can write KVL for this. So here will be drop, here will be drop. This drop, if you don't know, then we can mention as a VB. Okay, so we applied positive as well as negative signal. But what happens in positive signal, we get, like in positive part, we get exactly opposite wave. Correct? When IB is 0, that time here will be VCC minus, if we remove this, VCC minus this will be the voltage. When this IB is 0, that time drop is 0 and here will be full. So here will be full. When the IB is full, when IB is full, that time here will be full and here will be minimum, like this. Correct? So for positive half, we get exact reverse position. That is what output is 180 degree phase shifted. When it is negative, that time it's like a diode. Correct? So it will not conduct in negative half cycle. So because of that, we don't get anything. So continuously IB will be 0. IB will be 0 means IC will be 0. So drop will be 0. So here will be maximum. Okay. So here drop VCC minus this drop is equal to this. So output is 180 degree phase shifted. So this is what we can say. We had seen the KVL equations for this. So if you write KVL equation for input side, we can write, we consider this as a positive. So VI minus, so drop, here drops are always minus if you travel in the direction of current. Here drop is unknown, so we can write that is VB, but drop is always minus. Okay, and that is equal to 0. That is for input loop. For the output loop, if I travel from the ground level, positive is connected, so ground level negative to positive, rise in potential. So plus VCC, correct? Plus VCC, drops are always minus, minus ICRC. Here drops we don't know, so we can mention that VCE. In voltage, we always express voltage in two terminals, C and E. So C, we are entering at C, so VCE. So VCE will be the drop, but VCE is the output voltage. So output voltage is what? VCC minus this. So actually this is the feature. Now thing is what? There is a problem with the negative half cycle. Now if we see this, now what we will do in this particular lecture, what happens in negative half cycle? Here in negative half cycle, this will not give you amplification. Actually we are expecting output like this, but this is not giving, so it will not amplify negative half cycle. So we have to do something. So what we are going to do, that I will explain. Okay, now again I draw the amplifier. See, Okay. Here we have to do something. This is VCC, RC. Here we are expecting output. Okay. And collector. Okay. Now, what is the thing exactly? Why this is not amplifying? So, if we see input signal, suppose input signal is like this. Okay. When input is positive, this is above 0 and below 0. When input is positive, what happens? This transistor turns on from the input side, as I told. This is basically diode. Base to emitter junction is a diode. Okay. When we give positive half cycle, diode will turn on. Now thing is what you know, diode will turn on after 0.7 volt. I mark here. I take some different pen to indicate the line. This is what I can say 0.7 volt. So only this much portion is amplified. Only this much portion is amplified because transistor cannot see below 0.7 volt, or this diode will not turn on if the input is less than 0.7 volt. If input is less than 0.7 volt, this is 0.7 volt. This for the particular portion, the whole portion, transistor cannot see, or transistor or diode will not conduct. So this particular portion is invisible for the transistor. Even though I am applying sine wave here, only this much portion transistor can see. When input voltage is above 0.7 volt, that time some current flows from the input side, and that IB into beta is equal to IC, that relation is valid. I write here, you know relation of that, IC is equal to beta times IB. But there must be IB to flow through this, and you know, here is the diode. Base to emitter junction behaves like a diode, correct? And diode will turn on if the input voltage or anode voltage is greater than cathode, or 0.7 volt greater than the cathode voltage. So when I give some input signal, when it is fluctuating, when input signal is above 0.7 volt, that time some negligible current starts flowing through this, and that IB is multiplied and some drop, we get variation at the output. Now thing here is the transistor cannot see if the input voltage is below 0.7 volt. Now what to do? Now here I say, suppose here this is your input wave. I draw clearly, and you know, suppose 0, this is positive. I take example of plus 5 volt, and this is minus 5. Okay, and transistor cannot see below 0.7 volt. Now this much portion we get amplified. Only this particular portion we get amplified. Now what we want, we cannot do anything, but we have to modify the input wave so that transistor can see complete wave. What to do then? You know, transistor cannot see below 0.7 volt, or transistor cannot see below 0.7 volt. Now what to do then? Suppose transistor if cannot see below 0.7 volt, then what I will be doing? If transistor is, this particular portion is hidden for the transistor, so what I will be doing? So I will take that up like this. Here, correct? See, I draw some okay, this is 0, this is 0.7 volt, okay, and this is your input wave. Okay. Now here I can say below this, here I draw one circle. Below this transistor can't see. Now see, below this transistor can't see. So I cut this. Okay. So here I say below this is the invisible portion. This is the invisible portion. Here below 0.7 volt transistor can't see. So what I do? Either I will shift this down, but it is not possible. How to shift that down? This is just a reference level. Okay, there is a basically diode. So I cannot design diode which will conduct in negative half cycle. I cannot change the diode marginal level. Suppose it is 0.7 volt. I cannot make that 0.1. Okay. So only thing is what? We have this option. Either we can shift this wave up, we can shift this wave up like this. Down it is invisible. If I make up here somewhere like this, correct? Then it is visible. So now transistor can see if whatever your input signal, if it is, even though it is sine wave, if it is above 0.7 volt, here I can say, if it is above 0.7 volt, here, whatever the input signal you are getting, if it is above 0.7 volt, then this transistor can see this clearly. Okay. Then, how to do this? We have to shift this. We have to lift this. Correct? How much? This much. Okay. This is called DC lift. DC lift. Okay. Or it is also called biasing. This is called biasing. Biasing. We have to give positive biasing. So how to do that? We can shift the level. This much voltage, we have to add that an input. Correct? This is the DC voltage, means we have to add one battery. Simple. So this here I can design the circuit now. I can design circuit in this. Suppose this is your sine wave. What I will do? I will add one battery. Correct? In positive way. And the name of the battery is biasing battery VB. Okay? This is VI. This is the solution of the negative half cycle. Now what will happen? If we give sine wave here, this is already shifted up. If we give sine wave, this is called DC drift. DC drift. DC lift. Correct? Or shifting, DC shifting in positive way. We perform that in CRO also. Okay. So this particular signal, this particular voltage, how much voltage we want? This much voltage we want. This is the VB we require. This much voltage is VB. So how we calculate? That is the maximum peak of negative cycle plus 0.7 volt additional part. Okay. So plus 0.7 volt additional, that we can calculate here. So here we can say this is complete negative half cycle plus 0.7 volt will be the biasing voltage. Correct? Now what will happen? Now suppose if I give here sine wave like this, which is above and below of input signal of zero level, then after adding this, what will happen? It will be shifted up like this. This is zero level. Got it? Now thing is what? Say now I can say here I show you the waveform clearly. I take a reference. Here I consider one reference for sine wave input. This is what we can say after shifting. We want this, okay, and this consider we reference after amplification, okay. All are with respect to time. All are with respect to time. So this is with respect to time. This is with respect to time. This is with respect to time. Here I consider this wave as the input. This is biased input after this I consider biased input, and here we consider output. So I want to draw the waveforms. I take reference. Okay, I draw waveforms. Suppose this is your original sine wave, okay, like this. After biasing, suppose this much biasing if I add, what will be the waveform? Like this. This is zero level, okay, and you know output is inverted. So when there is a nothing, see how it is adjusted. This is maximum, that time we get minimum, okay. This is minimum, that time we get maximum. Got it? This is around center point. This is around center point. So center point we get here center point like this. So waveform will be this is zero level. See, you can see this clearly. What is happening? Already it is shifted up. So you know when input is maximum, output is zero. When input is minimum, output is maximum. 180 phase shifted. This is without biasing. Input without biasing. If I add battery, that is biased input. Because of this is battery, this much voltage is VB, okay. If I add this much, the waveform will be shifted up. Now if I see that this is, if I say IB, what will be the output voltage? When input is maximum, that time this is minimum. When it is minimum, that time it is maximum. You know this thing, exactly 180 degree phase shift. When input is 50%, that time output is also 50% because there will be 50% drop across RC. So remaining VO will be, VO is what? VCC minus drop. Drop is 50%, so remaining thing will be 50%. So as we go on increasing, drop will increase, output will decrease. Correct? So see, exactly we get replica of this, or what we can say inverted wave. So here, whether there is a rectification of wave, rectification means cutting of wave, no. Whatever shape I am applying, same shape I am getting, okay. But only problem with this is what? If I give positive and negative cycle, output is only positive part. So this is output. Now here it is added. This is called biasing. Now here actually what we do, we don't want this much portion. So how to take this down? How I will take this waveform down? This waveform, suppose I want to take this down. What I have to do? Correct? I have to remove this much DC. this much DC, we have to remove. I have to take this down here like this. Okay. So this much already DC is present inside. So if we remove that, then we can take this down. It's very easy to remove the DC. If we add capacitor in series, capacitor blocks DC. Okay. So that we can see after that. So that is what we can say modification. You can note this. This is very important thing after biasing. Now I will explain how to do that biasing. So you need battery, but okay, here is the output. You need battery. Suppose here I say 10 volt. This is RC. This is RT. Okay. Here, this is AC, and here we need battery. How much it will be? It will be half of input, half plus 0.7. Approximately, if I say this is of 3 volt. Okay. Suppose input is 4 volt peak to peak. Then upper peak is 2. Lower peak is what? 2. So 2 plus around 0.7. Approximately, I say 3 volt biasing is required. So thing is what? In this particular circuit, we require 2 batteries. Okay. 10 volt battery, and we require biasing battery. We need 2 batteries. One is a supply battery and second is a biasing battery VB. Okay. So one is the supply and second is the biasing battery. So what I do? But if we think, or can we design this battery or small battery from big battery? Which one is affordable? If I use 2 different batteries, and second thing, see, first thing, whatever battery I require, suppose I require 2.7 volt. If I require 2.773 volt, is it possible? How I will design this battery? Whether 2.73 volt battery is available in the market. Here if I don't want this, I can use suppose 12 volt battery. So 12 volt battery is available? Yes, it is available. Okay, I can adjust with this. Suppose if I want 15 volt, even I require 9 volt, and if I connect 15 volt, so will it affect amplification? No, because that is a supply. But the biasing affects amplification. How much you want to lift, that is fixed. Suppose if I say 2.73 volt is required and I want that battery. First thing, whether that battery is available in the market, answer is no. That precise value battery we have to design. Means I need to design one more circuit. Second thing, if I think solution of this, that means if this big battery is available, can we design small battery from big battery? Answer is yes. There are different methods. Okay, so I tell you, suppose here I want suppose 50% current or more than 50% current. So I can design current method also. What is that? Here I show you what biasing methods we do. That I will explain afterwards. First thing, I will not use battery here. I will think of some different solution. The first solution is what? I will connect one resistor over here. I will remove this because this is not required. Okay. So from here, if I connect the resistor RB from this side, so it will solve the purpose. Here I want some current, that is IB, and I want around 50% initial current. So we will design that. I will tell you afterwards how to design that. That is the first way. So what is the cost of this? Cost of this is 50 paisa. What is the cost of this? Around 10 rupees, 20 rupees, maybe designing may require around 50, 100 rupees. So this solution is very cheaper. Only one resistor can solve the problem of biasing, correct? But this method I will show you what this method is not that much effective. We have to think some different method. So the another method we use, that is we connect resistor somewhere here. Okay, here collector, RB we connect like this. So first method was fixed biasing method, that I will explain different biasing methods. Correct? So that is fixed biasing method. But that will not we get stability. I will explain what is the stability and all. That solution is not that much effective. So we think we try for some different solution. So if we connect resistor between this base and collector, this is called collector to base biasing. Collector to base biasing. Correct? This method is not that much. This is also not that much effective, but it is better than whatever previous one. So what we will be doing? We will be using some potential divider technique. So you know potential divider technique. Suppose you got some voltage V. How to reduce that voltage? It's very simple. We can use two resistors like this. And here I say R1 and R2. This is potential divider technique. So what is this voltage? You know potential divider, whatever voltage you want. Suppose if I say Vx, correct? Vx equal to what? Total voltage, VCC into this voltage, this resistor upon R1 plus R2. This is simple what we can say potential divider method. This method is also applicable. So if I remove this and if I connect this type of method, potential divider, like if I say R1 and R2, then also it is possible. So there are three methods to satisfy the requirement of battery. I again explain. We require battery, biasing battery, but we don't connect biasing battery. Why? Because that is not affordable. And designing of battery for the precise value for the particular thing is very difficult. And that particular battery is not available in the market. Correct? So we think of designing using resistor. This solution is very cheaper. We require two resistors. For this potential require, I will tell you one resistor is also required. Okay? But at least 50 paisa or 0.25 rupees and 0.25 rupees. So total 50. Okay, 50 paisa. So within 1 rupees we get a solution of this. Correct? So there are three methods. First is the fixed biasing method, that I will explain different biasing methods. Fixed biasing, then collector to base biasing and potential divider biasing. We have to do some analysis on this. Okay? Now, till here it is correct. So I draw three different circuits for the biasing. Afterwards, I will explain you which method is effective, why fixed biasing is not used, or why collector to base biasing is preferred over fixed biasing, why potential divider biasing is excellent among all. That everything I will explain, but at least I draw the circuit of three biasing. So I just mention here biasing methods. Okay, the first biasing method is what? Fixed biasing or resistor biasing, or it is also called fixed resistor biasing. What we do that in resistor biasing, we connect resistor. This is also called current biasing. Okay, this, and here we connect our input signal. This is current biasing method. How this is current biasing method and how it will solve our purpose, that everything I will explain afterwards. Okay, this is just I am drawing the circuit. Second, collector to base biasing, second type of method. Collector to base biasing. Okay, so collector to base biasing, we just modify fixed biasing circuit. Here emitter resistor is required, that I will tell you what is the thermal runaway and how it is avoided by connecting emitter resistor. Okay, why it is called collector to base resistor? Because output, here resistor is connected to the output, here resistor is connected to the VCC. This doesn't have any link of output and input, but this is somewhat dependent. Okay, so the RV is very dependent on output. Okay, Now third biasing method is voltage divider biasing or potential divider biasing. Okay. See. Here I use different paints so that you can understand what we are doing. See, this is connected. Here we use voltage divider biasing R1 and R2. Same like this. Okay. So these are three biasing methods. Here we can see first is phase biasing method, second is like collector to base biasing method, and third is voltage divider biasing. And this particular voltage divider biasing is effective method that I will explain why voltage divider biasing is preferred over all biasing, what is the stability of this, what is the stability of this, what is the stability of this, and what do you mean by stability, correct? And these biasing methods are designed for stability. We have to do the derivation for that, correct? And this is also we draw, I will tell you afterwards. This is without emitter resistor and with emitter resistor. Here also without emitter resistor and with emitter resistor. This is emitter resistor. Here emitter resistor is fixed. There must be emitter resistor. This must be emitter resistor. I will tell you why there must be emitter resistor in potential divider biasing. It is not, why not it is without emitter resistor. So this is what we can say about biasing method. Now what I will do, I will explain you one problem. Actually almost all problems are solved here. Biasing will solve all problems, correct? But while doing some biasing, we have to see whatever biasing we have provided, that is stable or what. Okay, example if I give you, suppose your daddy is giving pocket money of 1000 rupees every month. Okay, now your expenditure, your behavior will be with that biasing. Biasing is a support. You got 1000 rupees as a pocket money. Your expenditure will be dependent on that. Whatever we are providing, whatever pocket money you get, that should be stable, so that your behavior will be stable. Your expenditure will be stable. Every time you are going with bus or you are going with whatever train or rickshaw or whatever this is. So if that biasing, whatever the daddy is providing pocket money, that is fluctuating. Like suppose sometimes it becomes 500. Then you cannot manage yourself. You cannot manage your expenditure. So that is the thing. So what biasing we provide, that must be stable. If biasing is not stable, whether it will affect the waveform, yes, I will tell you how this will affect the waveform. Correct? Why biasing must be stable. Then how to measure that stability of the biasing? How we measure the stability? How to check? Is there any mathematical expression for that, or is there any mathematical formula to check the stability of that? Yes. Correct? But one more problem there, that is a thermal runaway, that I am going to explain you here. What is the problem with normal biasing or normal with battery or something, this biasing, that I will tell you. I know how to recover that. That is what we can say thermal runaway problem. So I explain you one new concept. They ask in exam also. Thermal runaway. Thermal means heat. Runaway means blowing, or it will burn out. Correct? How? See. Suppose if I use biasing, okay, and I use this as an amplifier. Okay. What I am doing? I am connecting here current limiting resistor. I use here mic. This is my mic. And I use biasing battery. Here I connect my speaker. This is my ordinary amplifier. Okay. I'm expecting amplified version of this. sorry. This is mic. Okay. So this is amplifier. If I give sound signal from sound is AC signal, and it will amplify the DC signal because there is a biasing battery. If I don't connect biasing battery, what will happen? It will amplify only positive half cycle. Okay, output is inverted here, but that will not affect my sound signal. Suppose if I say, if I make a sound A, this is like this, and the frequency of this is 1 kilohertz. Okay, and if I invert this, okay, and frequency of this 1 kilohertz, this is 180 degree phase shifted sound. What will be this? This will be A again. The sound or tone is recognized by what? By frequency. If I say B, B will have some different frequency. If there is a phase shift gives the judgment of distance. Okay, but A remains A even though there is a 180 degree phase shifted. Whatever I give here, it is amplified. Output is 180 degree phase shifted. That is not going to affect my signal. Okay, that is not going to affect my sound signal. If I say A from this side, I get A louder version from this side. Okay, so that we will not consider on it here. Now exactly what is the problem? Okay, see. Here you know this is IC, correct? Here is IB. Now one more thing I want to tell you. This particular semiconductor device, you know physics, there is a leakage current. Leakage current because of minority carriers. Correct? Before that, I have to explain minority carriers. I explain minority carriers. What happens? Suppose this is your device. Okay. And suppose basically it is silicon. This I have explained in first or second lecture. Suppose this has got some positive charge and negative charge, minority, or what I can say, it has got some little conductivity. So it may be having some holes, few holes, I say 5 holes, and I say 5 electrons. Okay. Now what I do, suppose if I want to make this N type, I will add more electrons into this. Okay, so what is that? How many electrons will be there? Suppose if I add around 1000 electrons inside. So presence of electron, what we can say? More electrons will be there. So because of that, what will happen? There are more electrons. So if I say around 5 volts, holes 5, electrons previously 5, now adding around 1000 electrons. What is total number of electron? 1005. Who is majority and minority? Electrons are majority carriers. That's why this particular material is called N type of material. It's a negative type of material. Okay, and holes are minority carriers. Okay, now suppose this is, if I say there is a change in temperature. Okay, for every 10 degree temperature, minority carrier get double. Every 10 change in 10 degree temperature, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this happens at 20 degrees centigrade. Now at around 30 degrees centigrade, there will be 10 holes and 10 electrons. Okay, for the semiconductor, for change in 10 degree temperature, minority carriers will be double. Okay, so see, how many total electrons will be there? Total electrons will be 1010. And what will be the total hole? Total hole will be 10. So what is the percent change in electron and percent change in this? whatever change for 1005 to 1010 is nearly, I'm talking about 1000. They may be around 10 lakhs. Correct? That time whatever change here because of temperature is negligible. But here change is 50%. So there is one statement, minority carriers are affected by temperature. Majority carriers are not affected? Affected. But they are not considered. They are not counted. Why? Because change is there. But that if you see the percent change, if I consider 1 lakh, majority carriers are there. And if I add 5 into that, what will happen? If I am having 1 crore rupees and if you give me 10 rupees, if you give me 1000 rupees, whether it will change my life? No. But one poor person having nothing, like having 1000 rupees, and if you are giving 1000, that will add more values into his life. Correct? So that's why help needy people. Okay? So here, what I can say? So this affects. So there is one common statement. Whenever there is a change in temperature, minority carrier affects. Okay, minority carriers will change, minority carriers will affect, and this particular change is for the minority carriers. Now suppose if I tell you something about the semiconductor, okay, suppose this is PN diode or maybe transistor. There are holes, okay, there are, suppose if I say 5 holes, there are 5 electrons. There are 5 electrons. Okay. Now, sorry, here it should be here I can say this is P type and N type. There must be 5 electrons here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a minority carrier. Okay, there must be 5 holes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes here as a majority carrier. As a minority carrier. So what happen if I give some signal like this? I want to make it forward bias. Correct? So current will be flowing from this to this. So this is negative, this is positive. Who will attract towards this? So here current will, now here electrons will be attracted towards this. Electrons will be attracted towards positive terminal and holes will be attracted towards this. So holes will be moving like this. Okay, holes will be attracted towards this. So something wrong. Electrons will be attracted towards positive side and holes will be attracted towards negative side. So this is not there. Holes will be attracted towards this. Okay, so what I do? So holes direction will be like this. Holes are attracted towards negative terminal. So the current direction, who decides the current direction? Current direction is always matching with the hole direction. But you know how the carriers, they will flow in positive side, opposite direction. So whatever the real current flows, this is because of majority carriers. Whatever real current flows because of majority carriers, here will be holes. So number of holes will be moving this side. So all holes will be moving this side. So majority holes will be moving this side. But whatever the minority carriers here, they will be attracted towards positive side. So always keep in mind, whatever the major flow, that is because of majority carriers. But flow of minority carrier will be against to that. Okay, so that I will explain that with the transistor also. What is that? Now, if I consider transistor, I want to check what is the majority carrier and what is the majority and minority carrier. Suppose if I consider transistor this way, I want to find out what is the leakage current. Okay, see this. I want to find out the current through this. Suppose I connect like this. See, this is input current. This is IC. Okay. This is emitter. Now here I keep this open. Who controls this flow? This controls flow. Okay, you know this should flow like this. Current will not flow through base, correct? But this particular junction is reverse bias. We have to check the reverse condition. We have to check the leakage current. So what is a leakage current? Leakage current means what? When you use a tap, tap is tightly closed or it is 100% closed. How to find the leakage of tap? If it is completely closed and some water is flowing, that is called leakage. So in this particular part, who is reverse bias? Which junction is closed? This junction is reverse bias. This junction is forward bias. So this junction I am making reverse bias. I want to check how much is the flow in this side. Correct? When this particular emitter is open. So whatever this current is flowing, that current I say in collector to base current, ICB base current with this emitter open. This is the notation for this current. Correct? Now here the main current, this if IE is equal to 0, this IE equal to 0, then IC must be 0. Why? Because IE equal to IB plus IC. Correct? Or I can say IE is approximately equal to IC because IB is negligible. So I can say here approximately. If I am not, this is open, na? This is open. So no IE is flowing. If no IE is flowing, then IC must be 0. But because of some minority carriers, and they are temperature sensitive, minority carriers are temperature sensitive. Because of minority carrier, some current flows through this. Some leakage current flows through that. And that leakage current is referred as collector to base current with this is open. So this current is what? ICBO. Okay, this can be written as ICO also. Because you know, current is always presented by single letter. So it is IC with remaining terminals are open. So this is very important thing. So what is the, suppose if I connect here some supply, okay, then there will be two currents. IC is equal to beta times IB, you know this thing, and one leakage current, that is ICO, correct? But this is for the common base. Now I will explain you what happens to the common emitter. Common emitter IC is equal to beta times IB plus 1 plus beta times ICO. Correct? This is for the common emitter. Common emitter. This is for the common base. Correct? So here what we can say? That I will give you the derivation for this. So next time I will explain you. First, before explaining thermal runaway, I should explain what is a leakage current. Because thermal runaway, there is a major role of leakage current in thermal runaway. So I will explain that thermal runaway, but before that I must explain what is a leakage current. So in next lecture I will take the help of this and I will explain you what is ICBO. If we connect a common emitter, then how this derivation becomes IC equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta ICO. Now here, for time being, you just remember this. So what I do, I write here, I draw the circuit diagram. You know the previous circuit diagram. Already we have drawn while explaining thermal runaway. See thermal runaway. So here in thermal runaway, what happens? Here I write equation IC is equal to beta times IB plus 1 plus beta times leakage current. Now, in next lecture, I will explain you why this 1 plus beta times ICU? For time being, what you do, you just remember this, IC is equal to beta times IB, but some leakage current must be considered, and that leakage current is in nanoampere. If this is in milliampere or microampere, this is very negligible. Many times we neglect that. But for the thermal runaway, we don't have to neglect. Now what happens to this? Suppose if I say here I say, see what happens. This equation I want to explain there. What happens? Suppose this is stable condition. I am not using this. Okay. Some base current is flowing. Base current and some IC is flowing. And that IC is equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta times ICO. Now what happens? Suppose there is a change in temperature. Temperature is increased. You know, leakage current is sensitive to the temperature. So we cannot control that because these are dependent on minority carriers. So because of that, this will increase. If ICO increases, what about IC? Automatically IC will increase. Correct? If IC is increasing here, see current is increasing, there will be some heat. What is heat equal to? Heat equal to I square into internal resistor. I say transistor resistor. This will generate heat. Heat is what I square R. So the transistor has got some internal resistance. Okay? And because of that internal resistance, some current is increased, then heat will increase. Okay? Current will increase, then heat will increase. Increase in heat will increase the temperature of the device. Got it? If temperature increases, again leakage current increases because minority depends on temperature. Minority increases, ICO increases. If leakage current increases, automatically IC increases. I am not doing anything. This is stable condition. Then also automatically IC will increase. If IC will increase, heat will increase. Heat will increase, temperature will increase, and this action is repetitive action. Cumulative action, cumulative, heat will increase, heat will increase, heat will increase, temperature will increase, temperature will increase, heat will increase, increase. This will be heated. Automatically, if I don't do anything, then after some time, heat will increase tremendously and this will burn out. This will destroy the transistor. So that is called a self-destruction. We are not doing anything. Automatically, it is getting destroyed. So this self-destruction of transistor because of excessive heat is called thermal runaway. Correct? I repeat. If we use biasing condition, I use mic here, I use speaker here. Okay. Suppose I am not speaking from this side. This is stable condition. Battery is on. I am ready to speak. But what will happen? Because of suppose change in temperature, leakage current will increase, which will increase the IC because this is temperature sensitive. Okay? IC is temperature sensitive. Heat will increase, temperature will increase. This cumulative action starts, and because of after some time, heat will increase tremendously and this will destroy the transistor. That is called self-destruction of transistor because of excessive heat is called thermal runaway. Now this is the major problem in biasing. Now even though if I connect biasing, which will not save the transistor from self-destruction. For that we have to connect one resistor here that is called emitter resistor. In next lecture I will explain you how emitter resistor will save this transistor from destroying. Okay? Okay? How to save thermal runaway. How this emitter resistor will save this particular combination from the thermal runaway. Okay? So till then, bye. So next lecture I will consider transistor part also, and after that I will consider some mathematical part. Okay? Bye. See you then.